All right, everybody, welcome back to session 6 of Paths of Oromë. We have Tet and Doc and Juan today playing their respective characters, and we'll go ahead and get to it, I think, here. Okay, so we last left off. We had, or you, through many trials and tribulations, made a journey in spring, in mid-spring, at first to Forlan, and then journeying north along a river through wooded lands, eventually to a fishing village. And from there, you took a sailing vessel to Himmering and delved into the ruins of that ancient fortress that was once held by Lord Maedros, one of the elves of Berlariand, ere the fall of Berlariand. Himmering was, it is one of the last remaining kind of terrain features of the First Age, as the kind of crown of Himmering is still visible on the shores. After delving into that ancient citadel, you have found that there's an elf that long ago traveled from Lothlorien in order to research the place. And he found that it was under some sort of shadow, some sort of magical spell left over from the evil of Morgoth that washed over those lands so long ago. Realizing that, he took that evil, that wickedness into himself and fell into a deep slumber until you rescued him from that slumber by defeating Galos the Bold and the Easterlings who were trying to uncover the secrets of Himmering for themselves. Thus, Himmering became an eyrie to the eagles, and eagles now again fly into the Gulf of Loon and across Middle Earth, bringing glad and worrisome tidings. That's where we left off. And we left off on May the 8th. And so we're going into the spring and through the summer. And I'm going to let everybody kind of narrate what they've been up to in the meantime. And then we're going to quickly step through fellowship phase advancement. And then we'll get started on our next adventure phase. Sound like a plan?
Aye, aye.
Planning to plan.
Good.
Planning to plan. Okay, so
Have a meeting about the meeting.
Doc,
Yeah.
Doc, yeah, that's just like real life.
Mm-hmm.
Got to get our ducks in a row for the meeting on Wednesday. Why don't we touch base on Monday? Teams call.
Trauma. I'm getting flashbacks.
Let's review the metrics. See what pushes the needle forward. Never mind.
I need to go now. I'm triggered.
This is not fantasy. This is Middle Earth. This is subcreation. All right, Doc, why don't you go first?
Okay. Having seen what we saw at Himmering and making our way back down out of that area, off the island and back down to the fishing village, Aerenduil would have made a point of finding the fishwife, the wife of the boatsman who took us to the island, and thanking her for her graciousness and hospitality in assisting us on our mission to go to that island and seek out information that we were tasked to seek out. And he again takes her by her hands into his hands, and he looks at her. And like I said, Mum, I will return. And I have every intention of coming back and helping you rebuild. What you've done for us is something I cannot forget and cannot just let go. It's something that I feel inside I must return and take care of. So even some small part of me believes we may have had something to do with what happened here, and it is therefore partially my responsibility to help repair it. And he has a conversation with her, thanks her for taking care of Pheloth, his horse. And he goes up to the horse after probably several days we were gone off that island, and back finally to see the horse, sees that Pheloth was well taken care of, goes and rubs Pheloth along her mane. "Well, are you ready to head back?" he says to Pheloth. And generally prepares to start heading back south, home, spends that time heading back as far as he can with the other two, before Finur. I don't know what Finur's exact plans are, whether he's breaking off to go do something else, but Aerenduil will take Pheloth, head back south so that we can give that information, everything we discovered, everything we were tasked with doing, give it back to Cirdan, and let him know what we saw and what we discovered.
And Halmar.
Halmar is, over this time, he does a similar thing. He stays in the fishing village for a while, using his skills as a builder and a general labor foreman to aid in the rebuilding of their town. He would also help them hunt and fish and replenish any of their stores for the upcoming season, making sure that they have enough to eat and enough to clothe themselves, blankets, everything that they could need for the upcoming season and year, that they might have lost, particularly in the raids of the Easterling. He does it pretty matter-of-factly. He doesn't show much emotion as the elf does. He feels more. He does feel certainly some responsibility for what happened, although he really kind of wonders if it would have happened anyway. But he is grateful for their assistance when they came there and their ride to Himring in the man's boat. And so with him not having much to do, honestly, he stays and helps rebuild the town. During that time, he also asks for permission if he can build a home that he and his compatriots actually can use from time to time if they're in the area, so they don't have to bother people, more or less, and contribute to the village as a member of it, even if they are not always there. And so once he has permission to that, he builds a moderate building for 3 people to stay in, with 3 rooms, a small fenced-in area for their horses, and adjacent tiny stables for them. And he does all that while helping the town, and he will stay there for the entirety of the fellowship phase, not leaving quite yet.
Finur.
Yeah, Finur doesn't do quite the same as the others. He's been very concerned about what's happening with his people, and the more he's seen about the evils rising in these lands, the more it made him think about the raiders who first brought him here. First brought him into this whole thing, and his desire to go back and check on his people grows. So he spends the first few days with the others, helping with the village, but then he realizes that they're they're very capable. They'll be okay without him. And so he takes his leave, promising to return, and heads back up into the Blue Mountains. He he'll make his way back towards the edge of his people's lands, and then waiting for any travelers. He will go with them back towards the halls of the dwarves, or at least to the outskirts of the lands, where he can check in on how things are going. And if he's able to reach there safely, he kind of he will spend the phase, with his people, but also checking in occasionally with the others in the village.
Excellent. So Finur returns to Blue Mountains. Okay. Now training. So so now spend skill points. Doc, did you already spend your skill points or no?
I haven't spent them yet. I've already decided what I'm doing. I just haven't done the actual actions yet.
Okay. Yeah. So let's
I haven't updated anything yet.
Why don't we go ahead and step through yours first? So we'll do skill points.
Hey, question. I do have a question before we get started on that. What are we supposed to have, our total?
It should be on there. 20 total have been awarded.
Of both?
Of each.
Yeah,
Minus,
and I've added the 5 from the last session to both of yours.
Yeah, minus whatever you spent on the last fellowship phase.
Yeah, but now it says 20 of 20. That can't be right.
Oh, you had 15, so I added 5.
Oh. Okay.
Well,
I don't. Okay. Yeah. It's fine. No. It's actually not, because now it says 20 of 20, like I've spent 20 of it. What was it before?
No, 20. The top is the total.
Yeah.
The 20 is how many you have. You have 20 still remaining.
No, that's not right. I've spent some of it. For sure I have. Didn't we spend stuff yet?
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you increase skill? Did you increase skills, or did you increase your weapons and your wisdom? You increased your wisdom.
But that's for adventure points, right?
yes.
That's why you might have more skill points left.
I did both. Well, it says I didn't.
All I added was 5. I added 5 to whatever you had there. So you had 15 there.
Okay.
Do you remember what you upgraded last time?
I do not. Anyway, I'll figure that out. You guys go ahead.
By the way,
Doc.
Bo, I still show the Pearl of Ulmo on my character sheet, and that should be gone, shouldn't it?
Yeah, you can remove that.
I'll delete that then. Why won't it? Oddly, it won't delete.
Probably like you have to hold a shift or something. I'll do it.
Okay. Sure. Thanks.
Alt left click, I believe.
Ah, right. Thank you.
All right, so Doc.
Yeah, so Aerenduil, during this fellowship phase, part of it is spent back down in the Grey Havens. He's gathering up information. He's gathering information because he remembers the promise that they made to Finur about patrolling the Blue Mountains because of the increased goblin activity. And he wants to make good on that promise, as well as to the fishwife, and head back up there as well. And since he's going to be helping, he thinks, Finur in the Grey Mountains and keeping his promise with the fishwife. He's going that direction anyhow. He collects as much information as he can about the mountain range from his guild there in the Grey Havens. And again, like I said, he relayed all that information to the shipwright and passes what he knows on before heading back north. In that time, in all these travels, he has increased his ability for his awareness in the times that they were traveling, and they made him, one of the lookouts, scout, type positions, and also which increased his ability to scan for dangers. So his awareness and his scan are both increasing, but also with all of his studying and with what he's learned by being out with the dwarf and the man, coming across other peoples in the fish village and being on these adventures, his wisdom has increased, and with that, his ability to perform these new actions that he's learning. So he becomes favored in his scan and his awareness as well.
All right. So we're on skill points. So that's adventure points that you want to increase that and get a virtue, right?
My adventure points, I have 12, which is what I need to increase my wisdom from 2 to 3.
Okay. Let's put a pin in that. If we're going to keep talking corporate speak, let's just do skills for now.
Okay. Skills, I saved everything from my last fellowship phase, so I have the full 20, which is exactly what I need to increase my scan from 1 to 2, and my awareness from 2 to 3.
So that would be 8. And then awareness
2 to 3.
2 to 3. And that would be what?
12.
12. All right. Sweet. And Halmar, have you thought any more about it?
I'm trying to determine if I've spent skill. So I'm gonna have to.
You did not. You did not.
I did not.
Because we have a log for what we did.
Okay.
So you should have all 20 left.
Okay. So then I would probably adventure points is weapons, right? That's not that combat.
That's weapons.
proficiency?
Adventure points is weapons and
And
wisdom,
valor.
Yeah. Okay.
Valor and wisdom.
So I think I will increase. Do either of you guys got healing? Have any significance?
No.
I've got no ranks in it.
So I'll go up to 3. That will cost 12.
Yeah, 1 to 2 is what? 8. 2 to 3.
2 to 3 is 12.
Yeah.
12.
What is it? Shift? Is it? What's the? There we go. Okay. So I do that, and then I got 8 left, so I can go from 1 to 2 really.
That would be all 20, right?
Yeah. Let's do scan from 1 to 2. So
I think that would use all. I think that would use all 20 going from.
It would L20.
I think just the healing would use all 20 though, right?
No, 2 to 3 is 12.
Well,
yeah, but then 1 to 2 would be 8.
8. Yeah, so that's all 20 with both of them. Because I had healing.
Oh, okay.
Too
You're not
before.
taking. Oh, okay, got it. I thought you had nothing in healing.
No, I had 2 before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in character, he does, he learns a lot from the fishwife, whatever her name is, and helps like bandage people up and that sort of thing. Learning some of the skills to heal folks. So and then the scan is he through his travels and just kind of being more aware of his surroundings and kind of looking at the details of things around him
Hmm.
instead of just kind of taking them for granted or whatnot.
That all makes sense that you'd learn a lot of healing from helping those people in the village and
Hmm.
stuff. All right.
Yeah, the fishwife bandaged us up too when we got there. So yeah,
Hmm.
she's the perfect person to learn from.
Yeah.
See one, do one, teach one. Finor.
Yeah, so
Astador.
Finor is he spends some time going between, as I said, the two places, and he really finds that the biggest thing he can do in these times is to help combat the dark mood uh, that is settling over so many people. So he is going to learn in Hearten. He's already got it at rank 2, so I'm going to take it to rank 3, which I believe is the 12 points I have left.
All right. Next, that's training. So training is use of skill points. Now growth is use of adventure points. So Aerenduil. So now you wanted to increase your wisdom, right?
Correct. Yeah, with all of his studying and everything, everything he's been researching about this task that he's been given and these missions he's been going on, um, dealing with situations he's never had to deal with, has only helped to increase his wisdom within all these situations and surroundings that previously he had been completely unfamiliar with.
Does that just go to one from 1 to 2?
No, that went from 2 to 3.
Ooh, 2 to 3. So that's 12
Yep, and that's all
AP.
I had. So I spent it all.
Halmar.
Um, wisdom is rewards and valors are the other thing, right? Virtues.
Virtues, yeah.
Virtues is wisdom and valor is rewards.
Oh, okay. What did I get last time? Let's see here. I'm just kind of.
Last time you got um, wisdom to 2.
Yeah.
Um, let me see what reward you must have
Well,
picked.
if he went from wisdom to
It's
2,
keen.
then
It's keen.
it should
No,
only
no,
be.
no. He must have picked power or dour handed.
But you don't.
Unless you picked a reward for
I
increasing
was,
your wisdom, and we did that wrong last time.
I was gonna say, yeah, you shouldn't get one of those with increasing wisdom.
Right. Well, maybe I should have 2 valor and 1 wisdom. That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah, let's just you may just change that now.
Yeah, I got it. It's fine. All right. Let me see here. All right. Okay. So I did get. It's probably keen, right?
Yeah, you got keen.
Yeah.
That's what you got. I remember it.
Yeah. So do virtue list. Maybe. Yeah. I'm going to probably get. It says I have dour handed as well. I don't know. It says I
Uh,
have
you
prowess.
picked. I think you picked that early on during.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So. So he's got a keen axe. Reduce the load rating of the selected item by 2. I think that it only makes sense because he did not go back to the Grey Havens. So I'm going to give him confidence. So I'm going to increase my wisdom by 1 and give him confidence. So it increases his hope by 2. So he's starting to kind of come out of his melancholy a little bit as he helps people and sees the good in other people and gets a sense of community and friendship.
You need me to pull that on your sheet,
No,
or
I
can
got
you?
it right
Got
now.
it?
Already done.
Sweet. I want to remove all those flaws off of there. You're not supposed to get those till after you have a spout of madness.
Well, I have 9 shadows. Why? Which is
Yeah, that's why we're gonna reduce some of it now, though, as part of.
mm-hmm.
So that would be what, 8?
8
1 to
temporary.
2
Yes. Mm-hmm. I have a shadow scar too.
wisdom. Should have been
Oh, that would be
valor.
yes, that would be 8. You're asking how many adventure points that would be?
Yeah, that'd be
For
8.
yeah, 1 to 2.
You
So
want to do
2.
anything else there? Anything with weapons, or are you pretty spent?
I just have 4 adventure points left, so that's it.
All right, Finor.
I would be tempted to increase valor, but I think I'd have to get something new, and I don't know enough about how it works. So I think what I will do is just increase my axes from 2 to 3. How much will that cost?
12.
Okay, I will do that then.
Oh, you guys are getting good, better.
Hey, Bo, just to confirm, you didn't increase my hope, right? My maximum hope?
I did not.
Okay. I was just seeing if confidence actually did it automatically, and it
I,
does not.
I,
So,
I try not to do your cheats too much, but
yep. I just want to
if
make
you guys
sure.
say you're behind on the XP stuff, I'll always tell you guys if I touch your sheets.
Okay. I
And
just
how
wanna-
much does it? How much did it cost for me to increase my axes from 2 to 3?
12.
12.
Okay, thanks. And I also wonder. I think it cost me. I spent 4 to increase my axes last time, but it should have been 8. So I think I'm probably down to
Yes.
0. Okay, I
Yes.
should be down to 0 then. Okay, done.
Up to 3, it's 4 times whatever the rank is. Then after that, I think it's 5 times whatever the rank is, and then it eventually gets up to like to 6. It scales. It scales a little better than I think 1E does, honestly. So hope. Everybody gets to recover hope, except for Aerenduil, who has the long defeat. By default, you only get to remove 1 hope, or recover 1 hope.
How much do we recover?
Everybody recovers hope equal to your heart score.
Normally I would recover 3, but I can only recover 1. And I'm
You're a
going to,
sad boy.
yeah, and just for, being above table, up and up, I'm going to leave that 12 at 12 because I shouldn't have recovered as much as I did last time. So,
Well, you guys
I mean-
also, I'm going to be nice. You have 4 fellowship points from the last session that you guys never dispersed among yourselves.
For hope, to give him back hope.
Give back hope.
I just
correct.
need 1, and then I'll be full.
I just need 1 and I'll be full.
Okay, that would leave 2 left. Do you need hope? I think
I'm good.
everybody's going to be. I think everybody's going to be totally up on their hope then.
Okay. And then I'll keep a better eye on my hope because only being able to raise it 1 point is huge.
Shadow, remove this phase. So everybody gets to remove 1 shadow if you marginally interfered, 2 if you actively hindered or damaged the enemy, and 3 feats drawing major attention. I'm inclined to think that adventure phase was a 3.
I would agree with you.
Nice.
Works for me.
Right, so everybody gets to remove 3 shadow.
That still leaves me with 1 shadow.
I still have 6. So
I only have
Well,
2, so I'm down
you
to
can remove.
0.
I think there's there's an undertaking you could do maybe
yeah, but
to.
I need 5 adventure points to get rid of it. It's Yule, isn't it? Let's
Yeah,
see.
next one will be Yule.
Well, that one lets you get rid of a shadow scar. Yeah,
I had one of those
there's a
too, but yeah.
there's an undertaking you can take during fellowship phase where let's get you rid of shadow points.
Yeah, okay, let me look cuz we haven't chosen undertakings yet, have we?
I
You know,
have.
the reason you have that extra thing is I let you take that shadow scar in addition to get something. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's probably where it came
You get
from.
10 skill points
Yeah,
if you do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I know why I got it. Yeah. Which makes completely sense with my background and whatnot.
All right, so now we have to do a company undertaking, and then you get a free undertaking. Do you want the free one to be the Ponder's Story to Maps?
Yeah. As Aerenduil returns back to the fishing village, like I said, he works alongside Halmar in rebuilding the village, and they spend their days in the waning of spring, summer, helping rebuild and restock and refortify the fishing village. And in the evenings, he goes over the maps and the scrolls that he brought regarding that area, and especially the Blue Range, the Blue Mountains, and looking at the area, looking at the terrain, looking at whatever information he could find on it and take from his guild back in the Grey Havens. So he ponders those stories and maps of the area.
That, if you remember, during journeys, it will let you increase the goodness of your feat dice 1 step up the track if you roll. So it keeps you from
Exactly.
rolling eyes, which is nice. I need to read that again and make sure it doesn't unless you roll an eye. Now we need a company undertaking. I'd probably suggest doing Strength and Fellowship again because it gives you that extra fellowship point. And then you have another one because you have Cirdan as your patron. He gives you 1 bonus as well. The other option would be write a song, gather rumors, or meet a new patron.
I don't think we're in any position to meet a new patron, are we?
No.
Oh,
I think narratively, gather rumors makes sense, but I don't know what it
That's
does.
what I was gonna say. I agree with that
I
too.
don't know what it does mechanically.
I'll gather rumors. I'm
Hold on.
good with that. I don't care.
okay.
I'd rather
Gather
do what's
rumors.
narratively correct.
Because narratively, this is exactly what happened. Is that Finur, even while you were at the fishing village, Finur is possibly back and forth from the Grey Havens a few times, bringing rumors of goblin raids of an ever increasing frequency in the northern parts of the Blue Mountains. The source of these raids is really the thing in question. There are a lot of different theories, and that's why eventually Aerenduil and Halmar was dispatched to journey forth into the Blue Mountains, because who better for the task than the I don't know what they would call you in town. If this is MMO, you would get a title. Explorer of Himmering. I don't know.
Hero
They
of
just call it.
Hammering.
They just call us. We love those guys.
Yeah. And who else would
Our
go
little
there?
buddies.
And then they clearly get along well with the dwarves, because you worked with Finor that whole time. So they sent you up on this task, and that ends the fellowship phase. And if you look in your journal, that should all be in your journal. If you look over in the journal, the Paths of Oromë fellowship phase log, all that detail should be in there. And we can come up with a little picture to represent that one as well at some point. I would suggest that dome in Himmering.
Yes, I like
That
that.
art suite with the trees, or the hallway with Maedros hung up by the hand. Well, I might put both of them in there. That was pretty good. But
And I pulled it up, Bo. The ponder storied and figured maps. Until the next fellowship phase, apply a modifier of +1 to all feat die rolls made to determine the nature of events during the event resolution step of the journey. Doesn't say anything about rolling ones
so
or anything.
if you roll an eye, then it increases it one step.
So you never roll an eye.
Pretty good.
That's really good. That's really good. I probably take that almost every time, depending on what.
Yeah. There's no reason why a scholar shouldn't be doing that.
Should our endurance should it be full?
Yep, everything should be back. Everything should be back.
I should know. I don't know why I'm miserable, but should I be?
Let me see. Probably should not be now. I clicked that because it kept giving me that notification because you were indeed miserable, but you are now not. So you can unclick that. Alt-click to toggle state. Make yourself unmiserable.
Yeah, I was just reading. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Back to roleplay, gentlemen. Let's see here. What date is it, do you think? September.
What was the date we last left off on? Was it May, did you say?
May 8th. May 8th. But this should be early fall.
September 3rd.
September 3rd. September 3rd. It's cloudy. I'll make it a little bit later in September. It's still technically summer. Let's do 12th. Let's see. Summer still. There they are. So several days ago, Halmar and Aerenduil set out from the Grey Havens after being dispatched by Cirdan to explore the goings-on in the Blue Mountains. They were given several places to stay along the journey, outposts both of men and dwarves along the way. And as they near their final destination, the halls of the dwarves, they're supposed to spend the night at the last outpost, place by the name of Elbaz. And as Aerenduil and Halmar, both most likely leading their mounts behind them, tread up a worn mountain path, they notice that the sun is starting to sink overhead, but that only makes the beauty even more wondrous as the light reflects off of the leaves of the birch trees to your left and the coniferous trees on your right. As the leaves start to change with the early autumn, you see hues of yellow and brown and sometimes brilliant flashes of red. Up ahead, you can see wisps of smoke kind of curling up over the horizon, coming from what you see must be the outpost of Elbaz, not too far from the halls of the dwarves. Why don't you take it away?
As they're making their way up the path, the horses following behind them, Aerenduil taking in the colors of the leaves and the foliage. He turns to Halmar as they're walking. Have you been through here before? This is all new to me, I have to admit. You probably know. Not since we went to the island have I had such adventures, and now look. I'm out on a pathway along a mountain range. It's quite a beautiful sight, but have you gone along this range before, this path?
Bo, can you show me the map again and just show me where we are exactly? I'm just curious.
Here.
Yeah. We came. Okay, I see. I see where we came from. Yeah. So actually, so Halmar nods his head and says, "I, when I came to stay at the Grey Havens, I came down this way from the Loon. It was my path from my old home. Huh. Brings back memories. I hadn't thought of it, to be quite honest. I was a different man when I came this way those years ago.
How many years has it been?
Oh, not so long for you. 5 years. Going on 6.
Well, it's like you've barely left. Surely you still have family, acquaintances, friends still there. Have you gone back ever?
His eyebrows raise. No. He just answers it all at once.
No desire to return to your home, see how it's progressed since you've been there.
Not my home anymore. I'm not from there anyway. I'm from far away, east of the Misty Mountains, along the river running, more closer to the Easterlands than here.
That far east. That's
Give me a
amazing.
lore check with a +1D Aerenduil. There's no details about that place. And I would like you both to make me travel checks just for flavor to see how dirty and worn out you are.
Travel check.
And while you make the travel checks, Aerenduil, you've heard of the river running and the long lake. In fact, it's not far from the lonely mountain Erebor that you've heard so much about. Especially, maybe even Finur has told tales about Erebor. But you know of that whole situation that happened out there.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
It was more than a situation; it was an incident.
The sitch.
and that would probably make sense that he was a part of the Battle of Five Armies, being so close
Uh-huh.
as a man in those days in that region. Because if he was from here or around these parts, he would obviously not be anywhere near Erebor.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, so when he mentions
What?
the river running, you know now exactly what that is.
Yeah, and he Underworld looks at you and his eyes get a little wide. You mean near Erebor?
Near Erebor, downstream.
How was it out there? I've done a lot of reading about the location. I've been very interested, especially since our encounter with the Easterlings. I've done some studying going further out east.
Uh, Pretty much like anywhere else, to be honest.
Well, it sounds like a very amazing place, and I greatly wish to one day lay eyes upon it myself.
Be lucky. Got across the Misty Mountains, and I was lucky when I came back, for all the goblins were scattered. Easy crossing. Usually you'd be accosted by goblins before you got even up the ridges.
Yes, well, I guess that is something to be concerned of, isn't it? It's just all of our dealings with what happened on the island and these men from the east. My studies going on out there, I feel drawn for some reason. Something is pulling me in that direction. I'm not quite sure what it is, but there is an affinity going on there that I may someday inquire about.
I think they call that wanderlust.
Wanderlust. And Aerenduil raises his eyebrow and takes a couple steps ahead, nodding his head, and repeats it to himself. Wanderlust. I like that. That makes sense.
Well, I have heard there's other ways to the east by going south. I've never been that way myself before, so it's possible.
And the dwarves in Erebor, were you friendly with any of them? Is that how you met Finur? Did he originally come from there? I don't know his origin home. I just know where he is now.
Would I know that, Wand? Where you're originally from?
Yeah.
I'm guessing you're from the Iron
Originally-
Hills, but
Yeah, that's right.
yeah. No, he's from the Iron Hills. Another dwarf home nearby to Erebor. I think it's east of Erebor, right? East of
Yes.
the Lonely Mountain. Didn't meet him that way. Met him in battle. We just got separated from whoever we were with and ended up fighting back to back for 3 hours, I think. I can't really remember for sure. Long enough that my body felt like goo. Barely could stand up, but he watched my back and I watched his, and well, we're alive today because of it.
I'm sorry if this is insensitive. It's not something I've ever asked you before, but considering our adventures we've been on, I feel somewhat comfortable now. Please tell me if I'm wrong. And then he looks at your hand. In battle, is that what happened to your hand?
No. It was an incident. Not sure what happened, honestly. I took a bout of madness. I don't like talking about it, but I found something strange. Strange like that rock that we found, but much more wicked. I don't know what happened. I lost a day or two of memory, and then, well, and it all befell me, all the horrors that I left my home over. But, yeah, I don't know what happened, actually.
You've lost half your hand and don't know how. That's frightening.
Well, I also woke up smelling like cooked bacon, so that wasn't much fun either. And he kind of pulls his collar down and shows, you would probably see it on his hands too, but like he's got a burn scar, mottled skin.
Yes, I wanted to ask about the burns as well, but I thought I'd start with something a little more obvious that you might want to tell about, such as your hand. But thank you. Thank you for sharing this information with me. It's simply curiosity as we journey.
Yeah. Hard life for us humans. This is what we call old age, I think.
You know, I made a comment to you before about watching man and the speed with which they get up and walk, create kingdoms that rule them, create empires and towns so shortly after their birth. The other thing I've noticed about fawns is they grow horns and lose them and grow them back and lose them. And they grow back bigger and stronger and more radiant than ever. Maybe this is just a period of time where your horns have been lost and are growing back.
Can't say I feel very radiant.
Well, I've seen you in combat. And let me say, friend, it was inspiring to watch, and at times radiant.
Killing men isn't radiant. It's a sadness. Orc are one thing, but men, elves, not that I've ever killed one, mind you, or dwarves, but it isn't something I do happily.
No,
Even
as you
orcs.
shouldn't. No, and I don't suspect you ever will, and no one should. But doing so in the service to kinsmen and friends, to people you care about and are protecting, well, that's different, I'd think.
Well, it's either that or become dead yourself, and our nature as men, at least, propels us to do things to keep our survival no matter what. Even though you might want to die, which I will admit, at times. But something in our brain, maybe our heart, I don't know, keeps us going, keeps us pushing through. No matter what befalls us, I suppose some people eventually fall to that misery, but by and large, men will do what they can to survive, even if it means going against everything they had ever wanted, going against their very nature of peace or friendship or anything. I don't know. I'm blabbing now.
Well, that is an inspiring thing about man, is your willingness to survive no matter what, to fight for it, to fight for this short life you live. It is inspiring, and sometimes, and his eyes turn down to the ground, sometimes I wish my kin had that same desire and that same fight in their hearts, instead of sailing off into the west in droves, sometimes by shipload, entire families gone. I understand we are here for a long time, and sometimes that feels like the only way out, but I don't know. Now I'm babbling. I wish we had the fight and the drive like you humans do sometimes.
Well, when your mortality is just across the way and you can see it clear as day, puts a fire in your pants. You only got so long to burn. Might as well burn as bright as you can, as quick as you can.
You might as well lose those antlers before you lose them once again. But never be worried. They'll grow back.
Well, I wish my hair would grow back too while it's at it. He rubs his balding head.
And Aerenduil laughs at that, and I understand, friend. Speaking of hair and hairy, I wonder what our friend Finur is up to.
That's a good segue.
Speaking of magnificent beards.
And the camera goes up and then pans across the mountains majestically and then down to where the smoke is coming from. And we see Finur posted upon the parapet as the sun sets behind the blue mountains, casting a long shadow to the east as he looks at the darkening forests, wondering what menace it holds.
Back to the main character. Right.
Yes.
Back to the hero, doing hero shit.
Just walking along in a forest talking about shit.
Yeah, as he stands over the body of the 12th orc.
Yeah.
Finur is he's looking out over the mountains as the sun sets. Times have been hard. The raids have continued, and it's clear that the dark times he worried about are upon them. That things, if anything, I would guess, Bo, are getting worse. He's coming increasingly to the view that he won't be able to go and find help. He's going to have to be part of how this is solved. He needs to help find the source of these
these raids. And he's busy looking out at the moment, partly because he's keeping watch, but also because he's just contemplating here what's going to happen here. Is he going to be able to help? Is this, he saw some of those signs of that ancient war, and Aerenduil told him about the battles of those times, and he's wondering if perhaps one day he'll look back at the Battle of the Five Armies and think that actually that was just a skirmish, a prelude to something bigger. And he hopes not, because that was he still sometimes wakes up with a start in the middle of the night, thinking he's back in that battle, because so many times he was one parry away from death, and he's not looking forward to something like that coming again. He won't shirk from it if it is coming, but it brings him no joy. He doesn't experience any battle lust at the thought of this. He just thinks with sadness of the lives that will be lost. The more he thinks about what he can do about this, the more he thinks he can't do it alone. And his thoughts keep returning to Halmar and Aerenduil, and he resolves that in the morning he's going to go and seek them out, and take this to them and see if they'll aid him.
Can you give me either a courtesy, riddle, or an insight?
I am going to take a courtesy. Oh my god. 2 twos.
Yikes.
I've got it favoured.
Yeah, you rolled two twos.
Yeah.
You're trying to put all these pieces together. You've heard so many rumors of where these things are coming from. Are they coming from far to the north, up even towards as far north as Forkel? Because the goblins infest those mountains. Those goblins, if you would have used a hope.
I was thinking that, or if instead I nearly raised courtesy instead of enhearten in the face, so I could have done courtesy.
Are they coming from the northern ranges of the Blue Mountains, from Forkel, from the Evendim Hills, from the ruins of Anuminos themselves, around Lake Evendim? You don't know, but this plague seems to be everywhere. Just like that flood that came down from the north, bearing Galos the Bold and the Easterlings, searching for items of power. You don't know why this is happening. You don't know who's in charge, because the goblins only fear the lash, and you don't know where it's coming from. And that's very disturbing. But fellowship leaps gladly in your heart, and as you look downwards, nearly dejected, you see cresting the hill and crossing the bridge in front of this place, you see two particular pates. One bald with the ever acceleratingly graying beard, and one with platinum gold locks twisted about high, proud elven ears. And you see below you at the gate to this fort, you see your friends kind of walking up towards the gate here.
And as he was thinking this, Finur's kind of, his hands clenched in frustration as he almost felt like a picture was emerging. But then it was gone. He just sighs and shakes his head and growls slightly. And just as he's thinking that, this he sees the other two that he was just thinking about, and it seems almost like he's conjured them up with his thoughts. And in response to that, he chuckles to himself and starts heading down to the gate. and he can see the guards are looking curiously across the bridge at these two arrivals and wondering who they might be. And he calls out, "It's all right, lads. I know these two. You can let them in." And he strides towards the gate, and then just as they're coming over the bridge, he reaches the gate, and stands there in the gateway, chuckling to himself for a moment, and then calls out to them, "Well, look what the wind's blown in. What brings you two to a fine, well-crafted, proper stronghold like this one?" And he indicates the strong dwarven stonework.
Aerenduil will turn to Halmar and look surprised and say, "Oh my, are we lost? We weren't heading here, were we?" And he'll smile at Finur when he says that.
Finur chuckles.
Yeah, I just was following my nose. Can smell it miles off.
And Finur starts striding across the bridge towards them and calls, "That what you were smelling, lad, was proper cooking, roasting meat. Come here, you big bugger." And he goes and gives him a big hug.
Yeah, he awkwardly just pats you on the back, just almost like the side hug. Oh yeah.
And he chuckles again. He says, "Well, come in and rest yourselves on the road. Have some ale. Wash the dust of the road from your throats."
And Will looks at you, smiles and nods, and follows in right behind you. Looks around at the fort and all the dwarves, and he's just kind of wide-eyed and in amazement. He's, of course, dealt with you before and other, messengers and travelers that have come through the Grey Havens, but he has never been in a fort or a haven proper with so many dwarves, and he's just taking it all in. He's looking all over the place, wide-eyed and just very curious and amused.
Yeah, and Finur will be sort of, talking about, well, it's been, it's getting cold, and it's probably good you're here before the winter sets in. You wouldn't be wanting to travel up here in the winter. But it becomes clear that there's actually something on his mind that he's not kind of talking about yet, and he kind of leads you into. I guess there's not going to be an inn in here, is there? This is just an outpost. So I guess the barracks, there'll be a kind of mess hall, something like that. Does that make sense, Bo?
Yeah. I mean, you can sleep in the barracks, or you can spend extra coin to get your own room, and not deal with the snoring. But yes, you're right.
What kind of game would penalize people for?
Hey, rules is written, guys.
Yeah. So he leads them into the mess hall, and he'll sort of go over and get a tankard of ale for each of them, sits them down at a table, and then plonks it down. And he's got he's done that thing where he's kind of looped his hand through two handles on one side, and then he's got a hand with one in the other hand. He kind of plonks them down on the table, spilling a bit of ale as he goes. It's all part of it. And he takes one of the ales, lifts it up, and goes, "Here's hair on your chests," and holds his mug of ale out for the others to chink.
Aerenduil will hold his tankard out, and when you say it puts hair on your chest, he'll look over at Halmar. "Maybe you should rub some on your head." And then smile and take a swig.
And And Finur chuckles and goes, "Look, I said it makes you manly. I didn't say it worked miracles."
Well, if it would work miracles, you wouldn't be so ugly.
Aye. I've been drinking for years trying to sort that out, and it's never worked yet. Chuckles.
Well, Finor, we've met with Cirdan back in the Grey Havens in your absence, and surely you must be wondering why we're here. We've been sent.
Aye.
We've been sent by the shipwright. He remembers our conversation last time when you were commenting on the increased goblin activity in the mountains. He has heard it from other sources as well, other elves, other men who have worked in the woods, in the mountains, along the range. And it seems to be getting worse. And remembering the promise we made before we set off on the mission for him over to Himring, he's asked us to come here and aid you in any way we can with the issue of the goblins and orcs that you've been noticing here. Possibly even wondering if there's a connection to what we were previously doing.
I see. Well, that is most gracious of the shipwright, and I will express my gratitude and that of my people when I next encounter the great lord himself. I must admit this has been much on my mind of late. The raids have been ever increasing, and though there are many rumors swirling about whence they may have come, it is still uncertain, for they appear to come from everywhere. If you think that the raids may be coming from the east, well, certainly some have come from there. If you think they are from the north, well, some have come down from the north. Wherever you think might be the source of them, well, perhaps at that time a goblin or a warg has been seen from that direction. It's most perplexing. As you arrived, I was busy trying to put the picture together in my head. I was up in the tower trying to get a little time for peaceful thought, to try and sort it out. There's a solution. It's at the tip of my tongue. Perhaps if we were to compare notes over a few ales, we would, between us, puzzle it out.
I think that's probably the proper thing to do.
As you say that, Aerenduil, all three of you hear this. And you know that is a dwarven call of alarm, a dwarven horn. And you hear a commotion outside the kind of the pub, the common room, and everybody's rushing towards the gate. Oh, what's that distraction? Oh, who's at the gate? Someone's at the gate.
And Finur sort of puts his ale down and says, "Looks like you might have to earn that ale, lads. Come on." And he puts his axe over his shoulder, and if it's okay, I'll say he's already wearing his mail, but he kind of unlimbers his... he takes his shield from a corner of the room where it's lying and heads out towards the gate.
You can see...
Aerenduil gets up and follows slowly behind him, just kind of... just being watchful.
There's probably like a mountain stream, maybe, like kind of flows down through this valley, and this little kind of causeway crosses over it, and you see perhaps 24 men, beaten, battered, with only half as many beasts to carry them, as they kind of struggle over this bridge and approach the gate. Help! Help us! Help us!
I will certainly rush out and what do these guys look like? I can see from the picture they look like humans. They look injured. how do I evaluate them? Because I guess also if it were dwarves, then I'd have a presumption of that they'd be friendly. But I'm aware that, as we've seen all too recently, not all humans on the road are honest. Not all of them have good intent, and it's easy enough to give yourself a very light cut, smear the blood everywhere, and put a bandage on and fake injury in order to get in somewhere.
Yeah, give me insight.
Okay. Does anyone mind if I spend a hope?
Go for it.
Go ahead.
It comes out. I think there's maybe a misunderstanding about the fellowship pool. The hope always comes out of your own hope. The fellowship pool after the session, or even during the session, if you need to talk to someone.
Oh, that's where it does it. So it's coming out now.
Replenish.
So I don't need to ask anyone. Screw you guys. I'm spending hope.
You only need to ask if you use the fellowship points. Yep. Oh no.
Oh, come on.
They look so good. They're such nice.
It's hard. It's hard to tell. They're typically dressed humans. They're kind of far away, so anybody else can make a lore with a 1D penalty to see kind of how they're dressed and where they may be from.
You said lore?
Yes.
A 1D penalty.
Yes, sir.
I mean,
Aerenduil laughs at your 1D penalty.
Hey, when he said how they're dressed, I mean, my whole thing has been looking at tailoring, so.
So you've spent the past several months just looking over the whole of Aerenduil and its history and so forth. And though torn and tattered, beaten and bruised, bloodied and battered, these gentlemen before you are dressed like locals, although honestly their fit and attire is of a bit better make. These men look like as if they're from west of here, from Lake Evendim or the hills surrounding it. And they kind of like come up against the gates. Let us in now! We seek aid! We seek refuge!
Aerenduil, not wanting to insert himself in what's obviously a dwarf stronghold and dwarf business, kind of whispers his findings to Finur and lets him know these men appear to be from west of here. They're obviously not Easterlings. Now, whether to say they are good men or not, I can't, but they are local.
I see. Thank you. Well, Finur doesn't really have any authority here, and although he would have authority to kind of, he's effectively vouching for his friends when he says they should be let in, but he will look. Who's in authority in this thought?
You are.
Excellent. Look at you with your player agency. He sort of looks at the dwarves and says, well, while the commander's away, he said I had authority. So I say we let these fellas in and hear their tale. You lot, though, behave yourselves. You're under sufferance. If you've got a tale of woe to tell, then it will be heard. If you're in need of assistance, we will hear your plea and do what we might. But if you come with ill will in your hearts, then you will not leave here alive. Am I understood?
The men kind of tumble in past the gates and pull their horses in behind them, who seem spooked. I thank you, Master Dwarf. Me and my men are nearly spent. A crust of bread, a skin of water. It would go a long way, and then my tongue will be loosened.
We will share what we can in the mess hall here. And he instructs the other dwarves to kind of close the gates, and we'll stay with your horses. In return, please lay down any weapons you have. You will not need them here.
It's almost the men are glad that you ask, because they drop their weapon in arms as if they're just grateful to be free of the load. And even after some of them kind of slip off their leather jerkins and so forth, you see bites and bruises and so forth beneath their armor, shredding through tunics and rending the supple flesh beneath.
Supple, eh?
It's from the Conan novel.
These guys are supple.
See that fella over there? Dead supple.
It's them fawns. They have supple meat.
They kind of crash down, and like any nourishment offered, they clearly wolf it down.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. No, we'll offer them some. How many of them are there?
About 24.
Oh, quite a lot then. Okay. Yeah. So we'll say, look, say we'll give you some food here, and it's a lot of mouths to feed, so we can't keep you here forever. But we can offer you a bed for the night. We'll hear your tale, and then try and help you work out where to go from here on.
I'm sorry, Master Dwarf. I am too busy with this crust of bread, and I did not ask your name. They call me Aaron of the Lake. I hail from far west of here. 3, 4, 5 days ride to a slow rider, and he looks around at the dwarves, but then says, forgive me, Lake Evendim. It goes by many names, but legend has it that my people mingled of old with the men of Wester this, though our lives are not as long as theirs. We come to seek aid and seek refuge, but alas, we are accosted.
I apologize. My courtesy is somewhat lacking. These are dark times, and they have made us suspicious. My name is Finur. In fact, you probably say, my name is Finur, son of Freyren. And if I can aid you in your plight, I will. So tell me, man of Lake Evendim, what befell you and your companions?
The tale is long, and it would take a day to tell, but I'm afraid my tongue must be hurried. We left Evendim perhaps 1 week ago, seeking refuge in the halls of the dwarf. For mine and my kin, we have suffered an ill fate of late. In the past, of course, goblin raids came. There were harsh winters, there was famine. But as of the past 2 years, our field grow no more grain, no matter the stubbornness of the farmer. The occasional raid by these goblins has quadrupled. Even more so, it's become a nightly thing on our borders. We seek the counsel and the aid of the dwarves and those that were plagued by the Norse, but alas, 2 days ago, our entire force was set upon in the woods. We were scattered. And I fear we come not now to the halls of the dwarf, but only a fort. I tell you, Master Dwarf, there are goblins behind us, and they are not more than a few hours behind.
It's dire news indeed. He said, in that case, I must make preparation. And luckily, he's already told the others to bar the gate, but he'll go now, and he's gonna. The first thing he does is he finds a messenger and dispatches him to the halls of his people to summon aid. And say, he kind of scratches down a brief message in like 2 minutes saying, we're taken in human refugees from Lake Evendim. They've been beset by goblins. We think we're about to be attacked, so please send aid. And gives that to the messenger, picks the best horse they have, which actually might be Finur's horse, really, because he's got the elven horse. So he tells the messenger to take his horse. He says to the messenger, "You guard that horse with your life. He'll answer to me if you come back." And that horse is gone. I've been through a lot. But he's swift and he's sure. So take him. He's the best horse we've got. Come back alive and bring the bloody horse back alive. And then sends him off. And then he starts telling on the dwarves to make ready. He said, the humans bear tales of goblins hard on their heels. Make ready, for we may be attacked this night. And then he goes back to hear more of the human's tale. But if the other guys, I've got plenty of time to talk to him while I'm gone. If you want to up here a bit.
Aerenduil is sitting off to a table not far from you, where you're having this conversation with this man, and he's listening to all of this and hearing him talk about being attacked and them not being far behind. And as soon as he hears that and sees you moving about and writing notes and sending messengers off, he just kind of nods to himself. And he gets up, he goes outside and goes to the stable where Pheloth was taken. He checks on Pheloth and pats him on the nape of his long neck. And he reaches back into his bag and grabs his great bow, his quiver. He takes his scroll bag and replaces the bow and the quiver with the scroll bag, make sure they're safe, and heads back into the public hall there where you guys were talking, and sits back down.
Yeah, Halmar just sighs and shakes his head. Oh, my plans for a restful evening appears to have just been ruined.
Yes, well, it does seem like that every time we are on the road, doesn't it? Things are never quite as smooth as the path can be.
Oh well, I suppose this is why we're here.
And we'll have the benefit of a dwarven fort and armed dwarves. How bad could it possibly be? Those men out there obviously survived and made it here. We should be okay inside these walls, I believe.
Halmar just shrugs. Don't know. Never get overconfident, I say.
And Aerenduil takes that in, raises an eyebrow considering it, as if he understands what he's saying, just kind of nodding, but doesn't respond.
Finur comes back in, looking a little, looking pretty deep in thought, but also very busy. And he starts calling out to dwarves there to double the guard on the battlements. Everyone else get rest while they can, but rest with their gear close to hand. But also, before they rest, they should all prepare stuff for for siege. So preparing like water buckets and stuff in case there's fire. Preparing any supplies they have. If they've got any rocks or anything they can throw over the battlements, then get those ready. Just generally get prepared for this upcoming attack. And then he goes over to his companions and tells them what's happening, much as they probably realized. Okay, so for preparation for the battle, I'm going to use my new enhanced skill in Hearten. So Finur is going to give a speech to the dwarves, and I'll give a little bit of it, and then I'll roll. And he says, "Dwarves of the Blue Mountain, I am not of your homeland, but I am of your blood. And here, tonight, if we are beset by the foe, that blood may run together. But if it does, there will be 5 or 10 of the enemy that fall for each of us. For we are dwarves. We are doughty. We do not run. We do not break. The enemy will flee before us. And if they wish to enter this place, it will be over our dead bodies. For we do not run, and we do not turn and flee before the enemy. I know all of you will do your duty and do it bravely. And besides, there's an elf here. You need to show him what we're made of." Right, and I'm going to spend a hope and roll.
Jeez.
That's better.
Hey! That's a success. So the cheers go up, and it's the last part that really got him, because Aerenduil is here. And you hear somebody goes, "You hear that, Master Elf? You're going to see us, you goblin heads from shoulders, like we're pinning a field of wheat."
Yeah, and story-wise, what was the craft roll for?
It's up to you. What are you trying to do?
Oh, okay. Yeah, and while the speech was given, while people were readying themselves, getting the buckets ready, he was trying to recraft or re-wing, refeather some of the arrows he had. Something he read about, something he had studied in some craftsmanship as far as making arrows more deadly, and he thought he could do that on the fly, and obviously the speed with which everything is happening, he just was not able to do it sufficiently. He wasn't able to get it properly done, and he instead just kind of made a mess of what he was doing. And then once Finur called him out, saying, well, we've got an elf here, and people started kind of jeering and cheering at that, he totally got flustered and just stopped what he was doing, shaking his head and some other time, when I have more time. He mumbles to himself and goes back to the group, just kind of nodding his head as they jeer him on.
No, don't let dwarves get under your skin.
Well, I'll try not to. Honestly, I've never been in a situation like this before, and honestly, I have to say I'm just a little concerned and maybe even a little nervous. I know I said these walls are solid and we're surrounded by experienced dwarves, but it doesn't change the fact that I've never done this before, and And of course, right now, for some reason, that's at the forefront of my mind.
Yeah, makes sense. Just think about what you said on the road. You wanted your people to go out and do things. Well, you're doing something now.
Oh, yes. Antlers fall off and they grow back. They fall off and they grow back. I'll remember that. Thank you.
Don't worry. Just stay close to Finur and I.
Oh, I have no plans on getting too far away from either of you.
He idly starts looking at his axe head, kind of just like playing with it with his fingernail, checking the sharpness of the blade.
As you do that, darkness continues to deepen, and the woods go from beautiful firs to shadowy mysteries beyond the reach of the flickering firelight of the outpost. And soon, it's as if the night is filled with howling and screeching as you see the first few ranks of goblins start to peer out from the darkness with glowing yellow eyes. Here and there you see a torch, but mostly it's just a writhing mess of dark figures.
Do I have any idea of the kind of odds we're looking at here?
There's lots more of them than you.
Huh. Okay.
Oh, who? Sorry, who had the? You had the battle roll, right? Did you pass that, or that? Because that can give us an idea, right?
Somebody can roll battle, sure.
Do I have that?
Oh.
Do I have much in battle? I don't have great in battle. I've got one I'm favoured, so I can try that.
Better than me.
Nah. No.
So we have no idea. It's dark.
Yeah, it's just dark, and they're coming out of the woods, and you hear them start to chant, start to cheer, and you hear sounds of guttural voices coming through the woods. Somebody can make a lore check with a 1d penalty to hear what they're saying.
What are your elvish
I'll do that.
ears here?
Yeah, I was going to say.
Mm.
Oh God.
Still got 10.
Oh, still got.
They're singing.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Shame. Shame.
Oh, I don't even hear it. That makes me sad.
I do hear it, and that makes me sad.
They don't want to go to war, but the Lord of the Lash is
Says
driving
nay,
them
nay,
forward.
nay. I know this song by heart. It's Harrison's favorite.
Oh my God. So,
And if
at
go ahead.
Underworld, hearing this, lets the others know that they're being lashed and yelled at and prodded on, the goblins, and they're being forced into this fight just as much as we are.
Okay. I'm not going to feel sorry for them.
I want everybody to make me a valor fear check.
Uh-oh.
Everybody gains 1 shadow immediately. If you fail, you gain 2.
Okay.
A valor check?
I'm going to spend a hope.
Correct.
Oof.
Oh, can you spend a hope on a valor check?
Yes.
On any roll.
Okay. I'm going to do that then.
Oh my God.
Oof. Oh, hold on.
Yes.
So on a valor check, you just get that many dice, right? I don't think there's much point me spending a hope. I'm just going to fail anyway, I think. What's the
I didn't spend
difficulty?
any, and I got an auto success. So
Okay. Yeah, and I'm just
You
going
have,
to
you have
roll
that
without. I
fellowship.
don't think there's much point.
You have that die pool to. Oh, you were going to roll a one
Oh,
anyway.
I was going to fail no matter what.
So Halmar and Finur take 2 shadow,
Yeah.
and Aerenduil takes 1, as these things start to stream in from the woods.
Maybe my
And tell me like
last.
where you're positioned and like what you're doing here, because we're going to start the
Uh,
volley soon.
Finor looks out and as he just sees the sheer numbers of them. He says, "What can dwarves do against such reckless hate?" And uh, he starts going around and telling everyone to ready their bows, to get into cover, to get uh, to prepare if they've got like mantlets or anything to protect them, and to get behind those because the arrows are going to be coming in like stinging wasps any minute. And yeah, so that's what he's shouting. Arrows! There's going to be arrows!
yeah, and Aerenduil, knowing, uh, I mean, this is an ideal situation for him. He's going to take advantage of an elevated position along the wall, and further advantage using his keen eyesight to look out into the dark and target these goblins as they approach.
All right, everybody roll 1d3.
it's 2 for
How?
me.
2, 2 goblins, 2 gobos.
2 for me.
It's a popular number.
D3, you say?
Yep.
3.
Yep.
And then they stream out of the woods with torches, with curved, dented swords. They smash themselves against the fort. Behind them are scurrying figures that almost look like spiders in the dark. And you see ill-constructed ladders being hoisted atop the walls. At the same time as the dwarf archers let loose their arrows, rains of arrows start to come in from the woods from all directions. You hear one of the dwarvish commandos go, "Loose arrows! Volley!" All right, now we go into the volley round. Halmar, do you have anything ranged?
No, he's probably actually not on the wall. I wouldn't expect.
Okay, so I was going to wonder. You don't need to be on the wall. Where are you at?
He would be behind the gate, trying to
Okay.
reinforce it. That's what he would be
Okay.
doing.
Aerenduil.
He is definitely on the wall, and he is going to fire his bow at the first one he sees uh, coming across in his path or in sight.
Go ahead and fire.
It says that the combat tracker needs. There's no enemies in the combat tracker.
Oh, I'll put them on there. There you go.
Okay. Oh, and I just want to confirm with you that I can use my keen sight in this situation for a bonus as they come out of the woods and in the dark.
Yes. What does it look like you kill one of them?
Yeah, the first one that Aerenduil sees as he steps out of the woods. He steps out of the woods and he barely has a foot out of the woods, and before he even got a chance to release his arrow, Aerenduil saw him, fired, and dropped him to the ground right there at the edge of the woods before he even got a chance to fire his shot off.
Finur.
Yeah, so Finur is going to take a shot with his bow. For what it's worth, he's not great with it, but
Success.
Hey. Nice.
You didn't target him, did you?
I didn't. That would be a
That's
problem.
all right. Let's roll your damage then.
Where do I roll that from?
What's it say for the bow?
I think you just clicked the little thing on there. You would roll it from the chat box, so.
Yeah, it's a straight damage roll. Let me look.
Okay.
Like you don't roll damage, just a flat number.
Okay.
For your bow, it is 3.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit one of them. Doesn't like.
Yeah. So he is he tries not to let his fears about their numbers overwhelm him, and although he feels a sinking feeling that his first command is going to be one that leads to his death and everyone else's, he tries to shake those fears, that despair that's starting to gnaw at him, and instead focuses on the fight, and he just puts an arrow into the goblin's stomach.
And then you hear like this crashing through the trees, and even underneath your feet, you can hear a pounding. And then from somewhere near the tree line, a giant boulder careens out of the night through the trees and just smashes near like the front gate, just splintering it open. From your standpoint, Halmar, this door just explodes inwards towards you, potentially like spraying you with shrapnel. Where are you guys at on the parapets? Anywhere near the gate?
Yeah, I'm actually going to be. I don't know there's whether there's a battlement over it. It doesn't look like there is, so I'm going to be on one of.
Sure. Yeah,
I'm going to be on one of the towers next to it then.
Got it. Okay, so you and Halmar will need to make an awareness or athletics roll, but give yourself a plus 2d from your enheartment earlier, as everybody's just like pumped up and ready for this. What's going on? If failed, take 1d6 endurance loss as you are battered with shrapnel and may fall.
Okay.
Nice.
Dolph! Describe how you stand fast.
Yeah, he just. So the door is still closed, correct? Or has it been breached?
No, it's exploded.
Yeah,
Giant boulder
he just kind of he ducks and turns his body, and just by the grace of luck or Aluvatar's will, the splinters of all the door just goes kind of flying overhead instead of into his body.
What happens with you?
Okay, so luckily the tower that that Finur is on, it only shudders slightly as the boulder kind of destroys the gate next to it. The dwarven stonework stands strong, And although he's kind of rocked back on his heels for a second and has to grab hold of something, Finur stays standing and just starts yelling, "Reinforce the gate! Reinforce the gate!" And he'll probably actually call down, "Halmar, kill those bastards for me."
He doesn't really say anything. He just looks down at his axe and says, "Aye," and he'll wade into him.
Everybody, give me another 1d3. Who rolled the 1?
I did.
Halmar.
Halmar 1. How many did Aerenduil roll?
3.
I'll delete that one. 1, 2, 3. Finur, how many did you roll?
2.
All right, pick your stances. So I have one of the best slides I've ever had. And I'm just going to change it here in a second.
Why do I not remember how to do that?
Thought I knew.
It's on your token.
Yeah, I'm right clicking on the token. I thought it was from there, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, same.
For stances?
Yeah.
Have you toggled combat or something, Bo?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
The bar at the bottom.
It's combat. There we go. Now try it.
There we go. That's it. Nice, thank you. Okay, there's 4 of them, so I'm going defensive.
I'm open.
So this is because of the situation you're in. I normally would not let you do this with being outnumbered, Aerenduil, but I'm just going to let you start, possibly pelting people.
I was gonna ask with him up on the wall. You just let me know when the wall becomes overwhelmed and he's in hand to hand. Otherwise, he's gonna keep his position on the wall.
There's going to be more rolls. And here they come, and Halmar, you're up.
Well, let's see what he does. Target. Okay, he's targeted. And with a mighty swing.
Nice.
That's odd. Oh, I rolled the... No? Oh, I'm sorry. I rolled the
stat
skill instead of the... Well, it's a great success. It's going to be,
It's going to kill him.
It's going to kill him based on damage and probably...
It'll kill him.
Yeah.
That's what I did last time.
Yeah, he just steps forward and puts the head of the axe right in this thing's forehead. And it almost gets stuck in the skull, and he just raises up and kicks the thing in the chest, and as he yanks backwards, just dropping it at his feet.
Finur.
Okay, so Finur's still using his Is he still going to use his bow? No. Finur decides that he's best placed down when to hold the gate. So he yells to his second in command. He goes, "You keep an eye on the archers. I'm going to join the fight at the gate." And he rushes down and he starts making his way down the steps, and then kind of shield charges the last of the way. So I'm going to roll this. Wait, why is that only 2? Why is that only 2 dice? I've got 3 in axes. That's odd. What's that? I've got 3 in axes, and yet...
Well, you would have succeeded even just rolling one more dice because you got a 12 out
Because
of
you're in
13.
defensive.
Oh, is
You're in
it?
defensive.
Oh,
Oh,
defensive.
defensive. Got it. Yep. Right, I'm done then.
What does it look like as you start to get swarmed by these things?
Yeah, there's just too many of them, and he's come into the side of the mass, and he gets a little bit cut off from the others because the bottom of the steps is kind of off to the side of the main fight, and he immediately finds himself surrounded by 4 of them, and he just ends up being fully defensive, just parrying blow after blow and taking it on his shield.
Aerenduil.
Aerenduil, seeing them burst through the gate, he turns and looks and immediately sees Finur swarmed by a group of goblins and turns his bow on them.
Oof.
Wow.
Is it this one?
I've targeted it. The one that's red. I mean, it doesn't matter which one, but yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he sees Finor immediately kind of gets surrounded by a bunch of goblins and instinctively just spins around, targets the first goblin he can see, and lets the arrow go, and watches as it just thunks right into him, and he crumples to the ground.
And then screeching fills the air, and they start to attack themselves. First one near Halmar. Whoops. I miss. Second one near Halmar. Heavy blow.
No, it's gonna miss.
Great success.
Protection roll for me.
Yep. Apply damages.
I'll use.
And use hope. You can use hope for protection.
Yeah, I'm going to.
What does that look like?
Yeah, he hits him. What is a knife, huh? So he stabs into him, but the knife really doesn't get through his chain. It pokes him, but doesn't tear through the rings of his armor. It holds fast.
Miss. That's it for your guys. Now we do Finur's enemies. Oh. 4 endurance losses all, though. Don't need to roll protection. Second one misses. And third one.
Bo.
Third one misses.
Bo. That
Yes.
endurance loss, do I need to apply that manually, or do you just apply it?
I can apply it if
I
you
think
like.
it's applied automatically on the mine was reduced automatically, at least when I was hit.
Oh, okay. I wonder if I
don't know.
Yeah,
I
I don't.
can-
My still seems
I can apply it. I'll apply it.
Okay.
There we go.
That seems wrong. Should
No,
be wary.
I had Halmar selected. I'm sorry.
Yeah, just
Oh, how much should be wary?
I'll
You
fix
should have
mine.
22.
Yeah,
You
I'll
should have
fix it. I'll
22.
fix it. It's fine.
Okay, I'll see if I can just do it manually.
Yeah, just decrease yours by 4. And now incoming shots towards Aerenduil. I'm not going to fire all 4 of them.
There's other people on the wall, right?
Yeah. This is representing just volleys in, you know.
Yeah.
What is up with the editing in this?
First one towards Aerenduil. Miss.
Okay, I don't know what's up with this, but when I try and edit, it's only letting me type 5s in the box. I don't know what is going on. Oh, it's all right. It's back to normal now. That was so weird.
Miss. All right, back to the top.
Okay, stances.
Same for me.
Okay,
But
opened.
round 2. The forest is filled with flickering flame as goblin archers begin to shoot flaming arrows into the outpost. Roll battle, awareness, or athletics. You guys get a plus 2d to avoid the scorching flames. Otherwise, take 1d4 endurance loss.
That's not much.
Okay, I'll do battle.
You
I
said
will.
two bonus dice?
Mm-hmm.
I will do awareness.
Favored.
Oh, good.
I block the fire and shoot it back.
Oh, still success. Look what this looks like as you guys are dancing around these flames as the place starts to catch on fire.
Yeah.
One of the one of the orcs, like in front of, not one of these facing mechanically, but another orc, a stream of fire comes in, and Halmar just grabs him and yanks him in front of him, and the fire catches the orc instead of him, and he just shoves him to the ground, and he's like, and burns.
Finur holds his shield above his head, and flaming arrows stick into it, and then he quenches them by shoving his shield into the nearest goblin and putting out the fire on the goblin.
Aerenduil, he's up on the wall there, and in the dark, he saw the flames light up before they were even shot off, and seeing them light up in the distance, he immediately knew what was coming and what to expect. So when the first flaming arrow started coming his direction, he was already well aware of it and was able to step aside without any issue.
Now, Bo, I had the outpost prepare for this, right? So they do have water buckets on hand and people ready to throw them.
Yes.
Okay.
They start doing that. Halmar, you're up.
Let's kill another one. I'll hit the right button this time.
Oh, I saw
I thought it was
that.
going to be a Dolph too.
Oh.
Yeah, he
Miss.
just whiffs.
Those flames were giving him flashbacks to a worse time. And
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, Finur is going to attack with his axe. Except for some reason, my action bar's gone. Oh no, it hasn't.
Oh.
Aha! I see what happened. User error. Right. I am. I suppose we don't have bonus dice on this, though, do we?
Have hope.
Yeah. Do I want to use hope? Yeah, I'm going to use hope. What the hell? I'm quite badly outnumbered. Okay. Good thing I did. Okay. So it's 6 damage.
That
On the
kills him.
1-8. Hey, finally. So this is actually the one that he put out the fires on, and as it's kind of trying to pat out the fires on itself and smother them, he just buries his axe in its head and leaves the body smouldering as he turns on the other two. And he calls up to Aerenduil. Thanks for the aid, but guard Halmar, he's much more outnumbered than me.
Aerenduil, after having dropped that first one in front of Finur, and then sidestepping a flaming arrow coming in, hears Finur yelling about Halmar. So when he turns back around, facing out towards the battle, he immediately sets sight down on Halmar and where he is, and sees a group of goblins in front of him, and lets an arrow go.
Shoots him, but does not kill.
Yeah, it catches one in the shoulder, and he kind of bends and stumbles back a little bit, but he stays on his feet.
Gobbo's turns. All right, Halmar, you're targeted. Here we go.
Bring him.
This one's going to spend a point of hate. Keep forgetting I have that. Oh, there we go. Apply damages.
Apply it.
Last one's going to spend a point of hate as well. Ooh. Apply damages. What's that look like?
Yeah, he's just getting overwhelmed, like death by a million cuts type of thing. They're just like surrounding him, stabbing him with daggers. He's like, ah, ah! Nothing's getting like through too seriously, but just the accumulation of wounds.
Finur, you're up.
Okay. Finur's going to...
Oh, no, never. Sorry. Not you're up.
I'm about to be attacked.
Your bad,
Yeah.
your bad guys are up.
Damn. Extra attack. Love it.
I'm going to use a point of hate on him.
Reckless hate.
Reckless hate. Oh, no. Point of hate. Yes. Aerenduils, your 2 goblins are going to attack you. Ooh, point of hate. Apply damages. You have to make a protection roll. Against 14. can right click on that to make it if you want to.
Where?
On the
Okay.
click on the protection
Okay.
roll in the chat box. Yeah.
What's it look like as a stray arrow catches you?
Yeah, Aerenduil being on the wall and, spinning, trying to fire off these arrows as fast as he can to protect his friends down below. He turns around to take aim on a goblin, and just misses, an incoming arrow, misses seeing it as it comes whirling through the air and thunk hits him in the shoulder, and kind of dropping him to a knee behind the wall right there, as he grabs onto his shoulder, where the arrow kind of glanced and took just a chunk of his shoulder out as it went through.
Another arrow flies over the parapets and strikes you.
Oh man, yeah. Once he gets spun around by the first one, the second one hits him much easier.
Next round.
Okay, Finur is now getting worried about Halmar, so he's going into forward stance.
Are you sure? A tall but emaciated form is silhouetted against the moonlight. A troll is lit through the boulder. They're not the largest you've seen. It dashes through the goblin horde. These goblins all around you just get crushed as it just starts smashing things here and there. Everybody take a fear. If you fail, take one shadow. You are unable to use hope each round until you make a successful valor check. Shadow accrues.
Well, I'm going to use a hope on this, so. There we go. I ain't scared.
I should have used hope after all. Thought my chances were so slim.
Finur, take one shadow. Aerenduil, take one shadow. Neither one of you guys are able to use hope unless you want to make a valor check again. But the risk you do from doing that is if you fail, you continue to take shadow. As this thing is in front of you. So the frontline warriors, what does it look like as Ilgard the Diseased kind of raises up in front of you and looms over you, over these broken goblin bodies, as goblins continue to stream into this outpost around him, breaking around the Olog like a stream on a boulder.
I think
Yeah,
Halmar. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
No. I simply Halmar doesn't. I don't even know if he realizes the thing at first because he's so surrounded and busy. So yeah, he doesn't really even notice it.
Whereas Finur does see it heading towards them, and he was already worried about Halmar being overwhelmed by these goblins, and now he's seeing this thing close in, and he gets really concerned. And he just takes a deep breath and then says, "Right, there's worse ways to go," and he just charges straight at it.
Aerenduil, being up on the wall, saw it emerging, saw it smashing the other goblins as it rushed forward, and having never been in a situation like this, and having never faced anything like that, having never even seen one, immediately his heart rate becomes a little faster, and for the first time, he experiences, actual concern and fear of what's happening and what's going on around him, because he's, like I said, never experienced this before, and he's worried. He's worried about his friends, and he's worried what might happen to all of them. Considering a troll just came out and he was just wounded himself.
Put you guys in forward stance. You don't have to keep that if you don't want, but we will start this one again.
It's appropriate for Finur.
Finur, you're up.
We don't have any orcs around us anymore, or?
Narratively, you do, but he's crushed all the ones that you were fighting. He just ran up there, just like, rah, rah.
Yeah, I'm sure there's still like combat going on around us with all the other dwarves and everything. Yeah,
very much like in this badass picture.
Okay. I can't use hope, so I'm just gonna roll. Okay. So yeah, kind of hack at him. Yeah, kind of runs in, trying to catch his attention from Halmar, and then just hacks, and then kind of steps back. But he's kind of overextended himself, so he knows he's a bit vulnerable this round.
Yeah, Halmar would say, "Get out of here, Finur. I have this."
Right. Not leaving you here to die. We fight side by side.
He just grumbles. I'm
Finur's up.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm using hope.
that's right. You can.
Yes. I am wary. That's one reason. Okay. Got lucky.
Nice. Oh, I think you rolled the skill rather than.
No, I didn't. I've got
you didn't? Okay.
add 1 to parry.
Oh no, he's waiting. He's waiting to decide to apply the damage.
I can fend off. Add +1 to parry against the next attack.
Might be an idea.
Oh, 13?
Yeah.
That's hefty.
Hefty. What's that look like?
Yeah. As Finur comes in and strikes the troll, it gets distracted, and Halmar just puts his axe deep into its hard flesh, and he yanks it out with a cry, and blood and guts just spray out of the troll as he does so.
Aerenduil, you're up.
Aerenduil, seeing the combat going all around him and feeling somewhat frightened, sees his friends on the battlefield fighting side by side, and immediately thinks of the Battle of Five Armies and how they fought there together. And he takes aim at the troll. Mechanically, does a troll's size give you any kind of bonus for shooting at it?
I do not believe so.
It's probably worked into its parry score.
But I'll tell you, its parry is 0, though.
Okay.
No! Oh, no.
No, you can still roll an eye, remember?
And just get a 0 on that?
Well, it just counts as a 1, yeah.
1, okay.
But look, because he rolled 5 success die.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What does it look like? Oh my god, it might kill. Let me see. Yes! Oh my god.
Yeah, like I said, Aerenduil was on the wall looking down at his 2 battered friends, and just memories of their stories of them fighting back to back in the Battle of Five Armies, and seeing them down there fighting side by side, and remembering the adventures they had just taken to the island, and now here he takes a deep breath and holds his breath as he lets the arrow go, and it flies through the air, through the dark, it whizzes by his friends. They could probably hear the of it as it strikes the troll right in the head. Its gut spilling out from where Halmar had just slashed it, and then the arrow sticking out of its head. It lets out a groan and then drops back in a thud on the ground, just shaking it as it falls.
And as you do this thing, and this thing crashes to the ground, as you look around you, the parapets that were starting to get overwhelmed, you see orcs hither and thither, one with a spear driving its blade into the chest of a goblin, another relieving one of those foul creatures of its head with its axe. And as you fight forward and forward, they all have craven. So when this Olog falls, they all just melt shrieking into the forest.
Aerenduil, seeing them run, lets out a deep breath and drops his head, and then carefully and slowly makes his way down off of the wall. He's holding his shoulder, his wound, blood's oozing out onto his cloak, and he finds his friends to make sure that they're okay. Are you all okay? Is everyone safe? Anyone hurt? Anyone injured?
Me barely. Halmar took a few blows from those.
Scratches, nothing more.
Ha! Glad to hear it.
And Aerenduil drops his hand, and you guys see the blood just kind of more than just oozing out of his shoulder. It's kind of dripping down his cloak now, and he's just standing there looking exhausted and his head down.
Finur immediately guides Aerenduil to somewhere he can sit down, and he's calling for a healer all the way. At the same time, he's also kind of alternating with that, shouts to kind of reinforce the gate, and to harry the goblins back to the trees with arrows. So he's shouting all sorts of things.
Yeah, Halmar would follow Aerenduil, and he would start looking at the wound. Lad, stay still. And I would make a healing roll to reduce the severity of the injury by 1 day if possible.
Good thing you took that one.
All right, did you roll the severity and all that stuff already?
I don't think he did.
I thought everything was like automated. I didn't roll anything. Sorry.
Here it's up off the dialogue, I think. Here, Aerenduil is wounded. You need to make an injury roll. Sierra says injury roll up here.
That's what I'm going to look at. Oh yes, Aerenduil's wounded. Needs to make an injury roll. Okay. I'm clicking it. It's not doing anything.
Right click it.
I right clicked and it says make private or delete.
Here, I'll just roll it.
Yeah, sorry. Ew.
Is it one good?
Or it's the worst possible.
Yeah, it's either good or really
It's the
bad.
worst. Did you just roll a d12?
Somebody did.
Somebody did. I thought you did. Oh, I guess I did. Oh no, I didn't. That's not me. I don't know who rolled that. I thought you did. It came up a 1.
It's
anyhow.
not in the chat. It's not in the chat.
Not even in the
box.
chat.
It's weird.
Wow.
Is it delayed from the one I
Maybe.
rolled on?
But it didn't even come up in the chat. So.
Wounded. Hang on, let's just try it. at something. Wounded. All right, I'm just going to roll it off there then. Round delete. That must have been what I rolled. It was a 1. But it wasn't an eye. It's a 1 on the feet die.
Yeah.
It was not an eye. Let me look that up real fast.
It's weird that neither of those rolls popped up in the chat dialogue. I don't understand. There's no chat card.
Yeah,
I'm just
that
gonna-
is weird because I did use that dialogue.
Neither did mine. Oh no, it did. Just there. I don't know. Weird.
Yeah, every other roll
Injury.
pops up.
Injury. Sources of injury.
Yeah, if you roll if you roll an eye on your wound severity roll, you're dying.
What does one do?
That I don't know because I'm looking at healing. Healing is on page just so I don't forget.
Here he is. Wound severity. 1 to 10, severe injury. The value indicates how long it will take. Oh, so 1. 1 day.
Oh, good.
If you, so you don't want an eye, but
You
1 to
don't-
10, one's the best.
Yeah, one's the best.
Oh, good.
I'll still try to heal him. Maybe it won't
Yeah.
even impact him at all. I won't use hope then. I didn't do anything because it needs to be a C. Oh yeah,
Success.
no. Success reduces the severity of the injury by 1 day plus 1 day for each Tengwar. So
So yes.
Nice. So yeah, that it was essentially, like I said, it took a part of his shoulder, the meat of his shoulder, but ended up being very superficial. And with Halmar treating it and applying a poultice and a bandage, and of course Aerenduil's elven biology, whatever, he moves it, raises his arm above his head, and immediately starts, feeling a little better. You do good work, Halmar. I'm already starting to feel much better than I did earlier.
nah, just take some time, rest as you can, and keep pressure on it for as long as you can. It'll staunch the bleeding. You'll be all right.
Thank you for your attention. This means a lot to me.
Worry not.
And Aerenduil, again, kind of like arching his arm over his head and keeping it in motion, walks back out and just kind of is overlooking everything. He's looking at the field. He's looking at the goblins. He's looking at the small fires that are being put out by dwarves and taking it all in, thinking he would never see something like this in his lifetime, and is just amazed at the aspect and the spectacle of it all, and the danger, the fear he felt when that troll came out of the woods, and seeing his, being inspired by his friends down there fighting and remembering their stories from the war. And he has a small grim smile that he keeps to himself as he stands there in the dark.
Aaron of the Lake and the men from Evendim, what men could wield a sword did so bravely, and they probably lost half again their number, so there's probably a dozen or so left. And as the night fades and the sun starts to rise in the east, casting a glare on the outpost, hope again is in the air, but many men, many dwarves have been lost in the attack, and the question still remains: why, who, and how, and what to do next. And I think we'll end the session there.
Nice.
Woohoo! That was a good one.
Yeah.
They've all been good ones, but that was a especially fun one.
Definitely.
Awesome. Thanks, Bo.
I thought Halmar was in trouble there for a while. Thought he was going to get nickel and dime to death.
Yeah.
Well, I was wary, but the only attack I did while I was wary was I rolled pretty high. Because when you're
And
wary,
then
just
I-
a 1, 2, and 3s don't count, right?
And then I ended up being the only one taking a wound.
Yeah, but rolling a 1 was pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that definitely puts a hamper in your step if you're like delayed for 10 days or something.
Oof, yeah.
So you don't want to go into combat with a wound already.
Yeah, because you get another one, you're immediately dying. That's why protection rolls are pretty nice.
Yeah.
We get all our
I gotta
endurance
start
back,
cranking
is
up the
that correct?
difficulty.
We get all our endurance back immediately, is that correct?
Yeah, so you can on your sheet, you guys can just hit. There's a button. There's like a long rest button.
Prolonged.
Prolonged is overnight. Yeah, so
How many
you guys can
points
hit
do you
that.
want to recover? Hope point. Do we get hope back? It's
Uh,
asking for a prolonged rest. I don't think we would get any back, correct?
I think you might. Do you get like half your heart or your heart score or something?
No,
You-
it's
you-
just
you get-
asking.
You
Yeah.
get something.
I don't think so.
Hold on.
Yeah, you guys have 5 to divvy up between you.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's asking how many of the points from the pool we want to recover.
Oh,
Can I grab a couple this time?
yeah.
I didn't use any hope because I was afraid of
Who's the time?
getting it too low. How come my long rest only recovers 4 endurance?
Because player heroes taking a prolonged rest recover all lost endurance points or a number of lost endurance points equal to their strength score if their wound box is checked.
Oh,
You can uncheck your
Oh,
But
and
you
just
could probably
recover them all.
uncheck it because it's just one day.
Yep. I'm gonna head to bed, boys.
yeah. Have a good one. Thank you so much. Great session.
Yep. See you guys.
See ya.
By the way, I like that cartoon I posted.
Let me see it. Oh,
Mm,
oh, weird. It still says I'm wounded, even though the wound box is unchecked.
Oh.
by the way, resting does not give you any hope back unless you have 0 hope.
then you get 1, right?
Well, then you
Something
get
like that.
one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I think you can you not spend from the community pool like I did?
Yeah, you can. You can.
But
Yeah, so
yeah,
we
but
have
that's not a aspect of a prolonged rest. That's just something else,
Oh,
right?
it's just
Yeah.
That's just something you can do during a session.
Okay, cool.
So we have 3 hope points left, guys. If anybody wants them.
Well, I did spend a bunch of hope, so I will take them back. I'll
Yeah.
take 3 back, sure.
I did not use any or spend any, so yeah, I
Up
don't
to
need them.
12.
Nice.
Okay, Troll
Cool.
Slayer.
Have a good one.
All
Troll
right.
Slayer. The bookish Troll Slayer. like
He's getting
Arrows.
he's getting some XP out in the world.
yeah, it's gonna be 2 and 2, I think. 2.
Nice.
All right, I'll add that too while I'm at it.
4. What is this session?
Oh, I've closed the browser.
Session 6.
2 and 2, you said?
Uh-huh. I usually try to pin it too, so we don't forget.
Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one.
Yep. See you guys.
All right.
Cheers.
Night.
Bye.